Oh, hello there. Gator here. I'll show you this rain. So yeah, as you see, decided to, yeah, it's coming down. Fortunately, oh goodness, terrible camera work here. Fortunately, I'm in a kind of a dry spell. Gonna go so I can get dry here. Decided to buzz everything, and he went to the mustache last, and I was like, man, just leave it at this point. I was like, keep it. So, kept the mustache, but man, it feels great having the haircut. Really, I wasn't gonna do the beard because not cheap, but oh, I gotta go. I'll give you the story later. Okay, I gotta get used to myself now. Wrap up video for, I know it's Friday, I think it's August 9th maybe. I am on trail, as you see behind me, little stealth site here. Only did a mile, 0.6 or something like that today, so a mile and a half. Just basically a zero, so I did, I guess, take a zero, but not technically. Technically it's a Nero, so I really, I feel okay hiking. As you see, the weather is not bad at all. It feels good. But I'm just, I don't know, just want to, that chafing, man. I wish I could show you and we could go over it. It's not too bad, but I think it has potential to be, I think it has potential. If I were to try to do, I could maybe do some 15s nowadays, but if I were to try to do a like 2 or 3 20s in a row, which I wouldn't do, but if I was gonna do that, I feel like I'd probably be off trail for a week or something, just recovering from all this chafing. But as it stands, it's really just a usage. So as long as I take it easy, it's not that bad at all. But just for example, I don't remember if I talked about it last night, but like last night when I got to the hotel, what was it, 13 or something miles, 12, and then 2 miles into town in the rain, soaking wet. It's just funny. It's like when it's not so bad when you're walking and stuff, you can start to feel it. But then once you stop, man, just miserable. So delicate, everything so delicate. So just a wrap from Great Barrington and all that. It was a good visit here. Oops, my new stick. So this is cool. I exchanged my tiger tail stick, Harry Sano, 87 years old. I'll probably send him something at some point. It's a really nice stick. So it's so funny, right? Oh, there's a slug on it. Oh, he got on me. These guys. Oop. About dropped the stick on him, but I saved his life. But yeah, it's kind of funny, right? I broke my one pole yesterday, and then I got pictures of like the whole setup with this and what this is all about. So pretty cool. Don't know if I'll be keeping this for the long run, but I kind of like it. I'm just trying it out. So I got rid of my I got rid of my other carbon fiber one. This is heavy. It didn't feel right carrying this and that, and I'm having a pair of trekking poles sent to me in a week or so. So I was hiking this, not morning, but today, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, I could just try out, because a lot of people just use one big one. So I thought I'd give this a shot in the week or so. But then it's kind of funny, obviously I wasn't going to just toss the trekking pole anywhere, so I had to go somewhere to throw it away. And I was going to walk back to town through, it would have been about a different town or a different spot of that town. I think it would have been in Sheffield or something like that, about a mile north of where I got back on trail today. Anyway, long story short, there were some people. I think they were. It was two like vans, and I think they were dropping off kids or something to each other. And it's raining and all this, and I walk up. And I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, can?" And they're looking at me like, I don't know, maybe not, but I felt like they were looking at me like, "What the hell is this guy gonna ask us? Please don't ask for a ride," is what they were thinking. I was just like, "Hey, can y'all throw this away for me?" And I basically tossed the trekking pole right in their face. I mean, they were in the car, but I was like, "Hey, can you get rid of that for me?" They were like, "Oh, sure." So saved me. I was about to walk a mile just to throw it away. So, and then they just took off. They were like, "Oh, good, we got away." If they're not locals, they might have no. Well, it is the Berkshire County, right? So I think it's pretty known that this is hiking country. Great Barrington was a cool town, super liberal yuppie town is what I would describe it as. But I enjoyed it. I have to tell you, that pizza was the best part. Indian food was okay. I probably just ordered something that wasn't that good. I don't know. It was lamb with peas and but it was ground up lamb with peas. It was all right. The cauliflower samosa was really darn good. And then the naan. Oh yeah, they burnt like 2 pieces of naan out of the 4. Not bad, but here and there. So it was good. Got the haircut. This is $25 for all this. Based on their signage, I think he was supposed to charge me $45, but he was a young guy, and it was funny. He was a young guy all tatted up. He had all these fancy clippers and stuff, like bright, colorful clippers. Good kid. It was we obviously we sat and talked for a little bit. I was getting my hair cut, but and I mean, he was young, kind of, I don't know, he's Hispanic, young dude, real cool and all this, right? And he was like, "Man, really?" What did he say? He was like, "Y'all are kind of sick to get out there, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess, man." You know, I was like, "Yeah, it's different." And he was like, No. I mean, like it's real badass what you're doing, right? You know that, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I don't know." It was funny. He was like, "Man, that's just like, I think all y'all are just so badass." He's just young, cool. He has all these tats with like Roman numerals and saying, I don't know, Latin and all this on it. But I thought that was funny that I'm just this guy is the badass out of us two. But the pizza was great. I ate that at 9:30 last night. I felt bad. I walked in. I meant to go get a slice earlier, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna take a 0 tomorrow," which would have been today. So this was yesterday. It was like 9 o'clock or 9:15. I was like, "Man, I really want a slice." And then I was thinking, I don't know how they operate down here, but I thought maybe they just had them hanging around. So I walked in at like 9:24. They weren't shy about not being happy about it, but $4 for a slice. And they just gave me cheese. They were like, "Man, you're not getting any options right now." They're like, we got one cheese piece for you, slice for you." And I was like, "I'll take it." And obviously, I don't like cheese, but that was the best pizza I've had in a long time, by far. I'm sitting here 1.6 away, and then an extra 2 miles, seriously contemplating walking back to town, getting they had $9.99 was 2 slices, 1 topping, and a drink. So so good. I wish I would have went there again over the Indian. Truthfully, my idea was to eat Indian and then get pizza too, which shouldn't be a big deal for a thru hiker, but I just can't do it. I'm not. I don't have that kind of appetite. I can eat, but I can't eat all that. Like I couldn't finish all my Indian food today, which I mean the samosas were really big. But other than that, I walked around last night I ended up walking around like 3 miles I just wanted to. I walked down to the. Oh shoot! Forgot to buy something. Forgot to buy a USB cable. But I walked down to. So I'm going to make a note to have that mailed to me when I'm getting my trekking poles mailed. Okay, so what I was saying was that I walked to get that pizza. And I walked back, and he was like, "Do you want a box or a plate for your pizza?" And I was like, "Plate." And I wanted to be like, "Dude, you can just hand it to me. Like, I'll just carry it. I don't need anything really." But I gave him a plate and ate that thing. And as I texted my family, anybody who remembers the Aiken Mall Lucas Pizza, it was like being transported back in time to Lucas Pizza. It was 10 out of 10. Just perfect. Had that thin crust that I love. And I mean, something about it just tasted, I don't know if it was the cheese or what, but it was Lucas Pizza all over again. If you would have told me it was the same guy, I'd have believed you. So if that's what all Manhattan pizza is, I'm a fan. That's my favorite. I didn't realize that was the case. And what else? The barbershop was cool. $25, not bad. I threw him a $10 tip because he was a good kid. He said he'd been cutting hair since he was 7. His mom and dad own that place. They live next door, and I kind of love it. It's Friday. Dang, it is Friday. And they put him to work. He's holding down the shop all day today. So, and they're sitting in the house next door. But they're lifelong. He says both his parents were barbers, and he started when he was 7. Obviously, he said not getting paid, but he was cutting hair at 7 and practicing stuff. He had these handmade $2,000 scissors. Yeah, and all these clippers he was showing me, they were like $800, $300, $1,200 at the wall, or whatever it is. But yeah, it was a good experience. Great Barrington, cool town. I walked around. Yeah, after I ate that pizza, and that's the first time in a while that I've actually walked without any pack on, and I just loved it. So I just walked a couple miles, yeah, it was a good time. Thought about staying again. Kind of the main deciding factor was that the visitor center was like all the way on the opposite end of town from the trail, and the trail was already 2 miles. So it would have been about 5 miles from the trail by the time I got there. And I was just like, man, yeah, I'm just going to go back to the trail. My idea was to get 3 miles in. I ended up doing half of that, so it's cool. So I just mixed. It's good and cool. It's cool, but it's cool. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. We're just gonna see what happens. Really, try to get back into the 10 to 15 mile ranges. As I was saying, I got about a week, including today, to do 70 miles, and I'll be right on time. So it'll be 6 days starting tomorrow to do 70. Shouldn't be impossible, and that'll be 4 months on the 15th. And if I do that 70 in 6 days, I'll be 60, or I'll be right on target from 400 miles a month, 4 months, 1,600 miles. And that's where I'll be. So probably be a little bit past it. So a little ahead of schedule, but yeah, it's a good day. I think something I was thinking about while I was hiking is that, like, this is pretty drastic change, right? And I switched up I switched my sleeping shorts with my hiking shorts. Just switched them around. They're the same everything, just different colors and everything. So these are my sleeping shorts. They were my hiking shorts. But I feel like I needed some changes, man. I was definitely getting burnt out. The chafing, I know I talk about it a little bit too much maybe, but it was a big deal. Just the potential, because it doesn't just disappear. I know that. But I just need to make some changes, I guess, just however superficial they may be, just to feel a little different. This does feel amazing, don't get me wrong. And it's funny, I sent a picture of this to my buddy, and he was laughing, and it reminded me, there was this guy, I caught him just cracking up looking at me today in one of the grocery stores. I'm just imagining all these people that have no idea what through hiking is. And, you know, I look like crap. Oh, the other thing, when I was checking out, this was funny. Uh, I believe I did talk about my jacket. My rain jacket just stinks now. That's just how it's going to be. Unfortunately, I'll probably throw that jacket away. I don't think there's any recovering it from the smell. It's done a great job. It's been a good jacket. But I was in the self-checkout, and there's this couple to my left, and I was right here, and we were all in the little corner. I was at the next to last, and they were at the last one. And the wife was saying, and I wasn't really paying them attention. I was just doing my thing. But I heard the wife just saying, we gotta clean those bags. And they had brought in, and I looked over, and I was like, clean the bags? Like, what does that mean? And I was looking around, and they had like the bags you bring in to your groceries to do shopping with. And she said to her husband, we have to clean, the bags just smell terrible. You know where this is going, right? And she said, I think she said Frank or whatever. She was like, Frank, you hear me? We gotta clean. And he said, I didn't hear what he said. I think he nudged her or something and did like this. It was me. All I heard was her say, oh. Nothing else was spoken about it. With that jacket, it does stink. It has that mildewy smell almost. But let's see. Everybody was super nice in Great Barrington as far as like hiker friendliness, I would say. Definitely a good town. I've been kind of romanticizing it in my head for a while now. Probably a couple 100 miles, because Great Barrington is just, I don't know, it's a cool sounding town or city, whatever you want to say. And I really like this thing. But I'd say delivered, honestly. I would go back. Man, that pizza is a deal too. Best deal you'll find. I would say, as far as money per calories, money per taste, value, whatever you want to say. Stuff was a little expensive. I did a good resupply. Get out the rain here. It's just drizzling a tad bit. But I had a good resupply. I think I'm walking right through another town in about 45, 50 miles, something like that. So I didn't need much, but I did. And I'll tell you, anyway, let me finish that. I keep jumping off. But, yeah, 45 miles or so, there's another town that you walk right through. So, I'll be didn't need much. So, yeah, I didn't buy anything. Nothing really to talk about on the resupply. Normal crap, some paydays. Devil's food cake, honey bun, though. You know what that's about. You know I like that. What else? Yeah. I was gonna say I didn't sleep too well last night. And the bed was big, comfy bed, just pillows, comfortable. I had enough pillows to have like one between my legs and where I like it, and one in my head, and one I was kind of. And then woke up and just didn't feel good. Actually, didn't fall asleep till 2. I was tossing. And it's just being in a hammock, man. It's so much better. For me, I said this last time in my head. I was thinking last time, man, I'm gonna switch to just doing a hammock always, like in real life, in the real world. And maybe I don't know. It's easy to say. It's kind of weird though, right? But I do sleep so much better, even in a bed, even in a real bed. So maybe I will. Probably won't, but it'd be something to think about. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out and watch some YouTube. Watch some Glenn Ross or whatever that movie is. I watched that a couple nights ago. Pretty good movie. It's like a one-time watch, and you don't know. I wouldn't call it a thriller or anything, but it's based on a play on some salesmen. Has a kind of an all-star cast as its selling point. Jack Lemmon, Alec Baldwin, Al Pacino, who's good in it, and a couple other guys who you would recognize. Good acting, good directing, good dialogue, really good. Yeah, it was funny. I also had Kevin Spacey, which, yeah, you know. But this was from like 94 or something like that. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Just kind of hang out for the rest of the day. It's about 5:30. It's probably the longest video I've made in a while, but just wanted to. And I feel like you know, I was kind of down, man. I'm telling you, that humidity in New York. And I've talked to other people, and I realize now it wasn't just me, man. I was like, golly, man. Everybody else is just, you know, cruising, and it doesn't matter. But man, I was just like, to be that beat up over 10 miles, where I would pass out at 7 o'clock at night. I mean, that's pretty rough, man. I was like, something's wrong. But I think that was just the humidity. I remember thinking, I was like, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. Oh, the other thing I'll laugh about, then I'll call it a video, is so last night I'm flipping through the channels. You know, I have 130 channels all of a sudden. Watched some weird movie with Jack Nicholson, and he takes this dog from his, I guess, the dog sit, one of his gay neighbors in the hospital as he gets attacked. I think Jodie Foster. I don't know, strange. It was, I wouldn't call it good or bad. It was just, I was just watching it like, it was older, probably 90s, but I was just like, I didn't, what is it? Had Cuba Gooding Jr.? Strange. So I was flipping. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I had it on, and I would watch it every now and then. I'll tell you, you scratch yourself and you start bleeding. Just the way it is. That's just from a little spot on my leg. So yeah, I was flipping through the channels. Cops was on. I'm gonna stop and watch some Cops. And I swear, the very first guy, he was riding on this little piece of crap motorcycle. I mean, it was a chase, but he's going like 35, like 40 or something. And I had a fat black girl on the back. And I mean, the cops weren't chasing. I mean, they were just following him, really. And the guy wouldn't pull over. And then he finally pulled over. And the cop got on his little walkie-talkie, and he was like, "Yeah, we're on Laney Walker Boulevard, or we're on Laney Walker." And I was like, "No way!" And sure enough, it's Richmond County, and he had to run because he had bad title. It was a salvage title, and yeah, so it was being reminded of home out here in Great Barrington. But I feel better. It's probably obvious. That hotel was a little expensive, but it was a good hotel. And maybe I needed that, really, just to have a room. Yeah, there were 4 people staying in one. Next door, a couple places down. And I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not sharing this. I heard people talking about, you know, like, oh, it's so expensive, but if they hadn't, nope, I'm not. I do this. I haven't stayed in a hotel since God, I was with Dad, Waynesboro. Haven't stayed in a hotel since Waynesboro. So I can, you know, I'm not doing it once a week where 130 a week is going to kill me. It's like once every 2 months at this point. But it was a good hotel room. It was just good. I took a bath. I just laid there. I was just like, took a shower, did some laundry today. Yeah, good day, man. It was good. Today and yesterday. One of my better Neros, I would say. One of my better Neros by far. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to enjoy the day a little more. And really, I guess I need to enjoy this next month, right? Because it's going to fly. It's just going to fly. So I'm going to try to perk up from that heat. Hopefully this chafing goes down, disappears, and then I'll just be loving it, man. So, you know, I just got to get over that. And otherwise, I feel good. Some spots on my feet, but otherwise not too bad. So, all right. We will get with y'all later. Have a good night. And hiking on. Yeah, I don't know why. I never adjust that. I just, I don't know, I randomly said it one time, right? And then I was just thinking about it, and I was like, I kind of like that, hiking on. And actually wanted to make it a point of never addressing it, but, and just like, wait, when did that become a thing? When did he start saying that? So, I don't even remember. It's been a while, but I like to say it, and I like it. It made sense, or it does make sense while I'm hiking, but I like that I say it while I'm just sitting here. I have no intention of moving. I'm about to lay down for the next 3 hours and just veg out. But yeah, hiking on.